through with the strength in you. Dun 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 dun. Coming through with the strength in you. Yeah, you. Hey, coming through with the strength in you. What it do, boo? Coming through with the strength in you. You made it. Good job. Strength in you. Coming through. Strength in you. Coming through. Hey, boo. I'm figuring this out. Wait a minute now. Wait a minute now. Boom. I got it. I got it. That's life. You have to adapt and go with it. And I'm in the building with the strength in you. Gotta push it through. Never giving no. Never giving up on you. Yes. Happy Monday. We are in the building. We made it through the weekend, which means you're here on purpose with purpose. Now it's up to you to go forward and figure out what is the purpose. Don't worry about what you did yesterday. Don't worry about tomorrow. Just know that you're here today. So we're going to make today count the best way possible. And we're going to talk about one thing today. We ain't going to even keep it long because, again, adaptation is what SNU is all about, and it's showing you that life is going to always be itself. And when life shows up, you have to show up and present yourself, and sometimes you have to adapt in different ways. So, as you can tell, I'm not in my podcast studio area. I'm adapting to life. So I'm doing what I got to do and always coming through with that strength in you. And I am raising awareness. That's what this podcast is all about. Not only to give you inspiration, motivation, and elevation, but to educate you, because when you know better, you can do better. And if I can help anybody, including one person, from going through what I'm going through, I'm winning. So awareness is key, and we're going to talk about just the day-to-day life as a stroke survivor, because it's real out here in these streets. I don't know if y'all realize, but pain kind of comes with this territory, and it don't stop because you want it to. It stops because I do things to kind of change my mindset, and I redirect myself and things like that. But the first thing I want to talk about is just showering, right? It's a chore to wash my Duke every day. Some of us choose not to shower every day. They choose to do it every other day. But I ain't about that life because I got crevices and things going on. So because I got holes and crevices, I have to wash this on a regular, and it takes a lot to do that. This arm is the only good one that I got, and it gets tired for things. So I kind of wanted to hit that and put a touch on it, because to me, people with different abilities are like superheroes, because they go through things that the average or the normal don't go through. But they still find a way to smile throughout the day. They still find a way to never give in to giving up on themselves. They still find a way to motivate others. They still find a way. Shout out to John Prince, matter of fact. He is one of the ones who is a stroke survivor, but every day he's pushing, he's fighting, he's using that little wheel thingamajig to get his legs moving and just to put that inspiration and that motivation for others out there. So to me, we are like superheroes, and that's why I'm kind of putting a spotlight on us, because, like I said, when people hear stroke, they automatically think, uh, well, I don't want to say when people hear, but when some hear, they think that that person isn't the smartest, or they think that that person is incapable of doing something, or they think that you're disabled now. But that's not the facts. I'm changing all of that disabled nonsense, because that's it's nonsense. When people hear disabled off top, they automatically feel they can't do something. Like, oh my God, my abilities are now this. There's a this on my abilities. So that means I can't work. I can't run. I can't dream. I just can't. But the fact of the matter is, you just have a different ability now. So you can do whatever you want to do. It's just going to look different than what it used to look, or it's going to look different than what the average person is used to. But that does not mean or take away from your ability. It just means it looks a little different. And that's okay. Embrace your differences. That's what makes you unique. That's what makes you great. That's what makes you you. So there's no point in trying to fit into somebody else's bubble or somebody else's box of what they think it should be. Example, I just went through a situation at church where it was brought to my attention. Uh, my son having his headphones makes some people feel away. What makes it look away? And as I explained, I'm not here to conform to what nobody preferences are. As long as he's respecting the word and he's respecting the the people, then that's what it's all about. Everything else is kind of obsolete. That kind of neither is here nor there. So I'm saying that to say that people will always have their perception of the bubble you're supposed to fit into, but don't let that affect you and what you feel for you. Don't put a bubble around yourself and limit your life because of what others may think of your situation. At the end of the day, it's about you and how you feel about your situation, and that'll determine the things that you're able to get done. And yes, my camera is weird right now because, like I said, I'm adapting to life. So that's kind of what life is. You gotta adapt. You can't let nobody else's feelings about your situation affect how you deal with your own situation. You have to know that you can, and you have to know that you will and believe that. But again, stroke brain. Back to these abilities, right? Wait, you see I'm trying to get things in order again. So back to these abilities and me just living. So taking a shower, going to the bathroom, being a girl having to do those things when that part of life happens. As a stroke survivor, it's hard work. Trying to wash your back, trying to wash your arm get tired, everything just you don't want to do it. So when it comes to things like that, take a break. Stand in the shower, let the water just hit on you and rub all along your body, and then you start over again. But know that it is not an easy walk to do what we do on a regular basis. The bathroom is a hard thing to do. Brushing your teeth is a hard thing to do. Washing your body is a hard thing to do. Cooking is really hard to do, especially if you haven't found those cutting boards that has the spikes in it and it holds your stuff for you, and then you can do what you got to do. But um, the whole point of all of that part is the hard things are the worth it things. Those are the things that is important that you don't stop doing because with those things you get to learn how resilient and how strong you really are because you haven't given up. You haven't decided I'm just gonna put on a pamper. You haven't decided I'm just gonna wash up every 2 days. You haven't decided none of that. So know that yes, it's hard, but yes, even more of a yes, it's worth it. Because if you're here, that means you're still here on purpose with purpose. So now it's up to you, because it's all you, it's you versus you at the end of the day. Don't worry about the world. The world gonna be itself. It's gonna always have something to say. It's gonna always feel away. It's gonna always just be the world. And it ain't always easy, but it's you versus you. The only person who can stop you from dreaming is you. The only person who can stop you from going for your goals is you. So I know the day to day life is not an easy life because you're not even looked at as normal. But remember, there is no normal. Everybody has their own normal. So no two normals are the same. And yes, normal will keep receiving air quotes because again, there is no such thing as normal. So people are always limiting themselves. Know that your fight is with yourself and within yourself. So again, it is you versus you. Nobody can stop your light from shining except death. And that ain't nobody. Again, that's a thing. And we're promised that at some point. But while you're here, live on purpose with purpose. And make sure you're teaching others along the way because that's how we can prevent this thing from growing more. Strokes are happening to people younger and younger. Because again, it does not discriminate. It don't be like, oh, you from the south side of Chicago, I'm not going to give you a stroke. It don't give a damn where you from. It don't care how much money you got. Trauma in general don't care about you. So you got to care about you and fight for you and fight for your future and fight for your kids and your grandkids and those who are watching you. Because you never know who you're impacting by just being you. And I'm learning that more and more and more because every time somebody seems to know me and they be like, I seen your video and you kept me inspired. So don't think that it's pointless to be here. Don't think that the world would have been better off without you. Don't think that you can't get it too. If you haven't been through nothing yet, don't think you won't have your day because we all go through something. None of us are obsolete from struggles. So know that you're not being picked on because you are going through your struggle right now. And know that you are not special if you're not going through no struggles right now. Because at some point, we all gonna have to deal, and our day to day will not be an easy day. And they're not. Every day is a rough day between being a mom and a wife and a sister and a stroke survivor and a friend and just so many other things that I am. You probably are too. And life is a little challenging sometimes. But again, the challenges that you're going through or that you go through reminds you of your resilience if you perceive it as such. Remember, everything starts in the mind. So if it's what was me, what has happened to me, uh, F my life, and all this stuff, then of course it's gonna be just that. It's gonna be full of sadness. It's gonna be full of woe is me. It's gonna be full of why. We don't want that for you. You shouldn't want that for you. So that's why it's important for you to wear your crown with pride. Is my point. Wear your crown with pride. I had some notes for this podcast, right? But because I had to adapt when I had to adapt, boom, I don't have my notes. And then stroke brain don't let you remember things like you want to, but you still come through with a smile, knowing that the message that's being delivered is the one that God wants you to say. So I'm being true to the word right now of whatever it is that comes to this mind and this heart. Just talking about the day to day life because nobody really lives a easy day to day life. Nobody. Because the world we live in ain't set up to be easy for anybody unless you got a bunch of money. And even the average person with a lot of money, they can just buy things that don't make them happy. So know that everybody's life day to day is probably a little rough right now, especially with all of this stuff happening with the politics and we got all this trafficking and all these deaths with these kids and just all the crazy because people gonna be people regardless. They gonna never stop people. So as long as the world goes round and round, people will be people, and you have to be yourself. So don't show up as people. Show up as whoever it is that you are, and walk in your truth. And don't be ashamed to be truthful about it because nobody is a saint. Nobody born perfect. Nobody is perfect. So I mean, your flaws are the things that make you you. Your flaws are the things that make you have a story and a testament to God's greatness. And your story is the thing that helps to build your character and to build your integrity and to build you as an individual. So don't allow the things that you go through to steal from you. Those are actually the things that's actually going to help to grow you. Those are the things that make you uncomfortable. The things that makes you cringe a little bit is the things that elevate you to the next plateau of your life. But if you choose to stay stagnant, it will destroy you. You won't go nowhere. You're gonna stay just as you are and end up an old fool instead of a wise one. Well, not a you know what I'm trying to say. But that's my point with that. But here's this awareness that I was telling y'all about. Because again, I had some notes, but It is what it is. So let's talk about some facts real quick. Okay. A few facts for the day. Because again, I want you to wear your crown with pride and never give in to giving up on yourself. Because it's easy. It's easy to find everything that's wrong. It's easy to find everything that's not okay. It's easy to find all the things that make you cry, all the things that make you sad, all the things that make you mad. But how about we focus on the things that make us glad? How about we focus on the things that shine the light? How about we focus on the things that's positive, that's nurturing, that's loving, that elevates? Everything else that don't, we can just push that to the side because it's an unnecessary energy. So, anyway, let's get back into them. Stroke facts. Let's start with that. No, actually, I'm gonna start with keeping track because that's in my head right now, and I don't want to forget what it means. So, track. This is for my people who deal with sugar issues, diabetes, right? Track. I've been doing a little research before on the last season of Strengthen You, Now Turn Straight Talk. Um, so, as a diabetic, if you want to prevent diabetes or if you want to get your numbers down, they want you to keep track. So, what is track? Track is T, taking your meds. I know you don't want to take the meds. Who want to keep taking meds? But this is why you got to do what's necessary so you don't have to take the meds. So take your meds. That's what got me in this situation because I didn't take my meds. Take your meds. R, regular exercise. 20 minutes a day will save your life. Just go for a walk every day, 5 days a week, take off on a weekend. A, add more healthy foods to your diet. Period. Drink more water, eat more fruits and vegetables. I know you have to force your kids to eat their vegetables and you're probably not even eating your vegetables, but you might want to start and consider it because the older we get, the more we lose um, the vitamins and the necessary things for our body, and then you find yourself taking more pills. So you don't want to do that when you get older. So it's important that you just do it now while you can. So take those meds, regular exercise, add more healthy foods to your diet. The C is check your ABCs on a regular basis. What's your ABCs? Well, that's your A1C, that's your blood pressure, and that's your cholesterol. Those are the things that you need to pay attention to because, again, we're getting older. Nothing is promised to us but death. So, why make it come faster? Because you only want to do what you want to do versus doing what you know you're supposed to do. So, yes, I'm preaching to you this morning a little bit because, again, I'm in this situation because I didn't take my meds. I didn't listen to my doctor. I added more exercise, but I also added more blunts and cigarettes. So that wasn't no good. So boom, boom. That's why I'm here. But anywho, so take your meds, regularly exercise, add more healthy foods to your diet. Check your ABCs, A1C, blood pressure, cholesterol. And then K, kick your smoking habits. More cigarettes than anything else because cigarettes close the vessels up, constricts them, and makes it hard for you to get that flow. So then that's how you end up with blood clots and all that other stuff. But if you want to, prevention is key. That's why when you learn better, you do better. But that's why each one reach one, teach one, because knowledge is power. And like I said, if I can prevent anybody from being in this situation, I will and I want to. So take your meds, regular exercise, add more fruits and vegetables, check your ABCs, your A1C, blood pressure, and cholesterol, and kick the smoking habit. Yes, those things are possible. We wasn't born doing these things. We learned these things, and then we just kept it going. Okay, so that was for my people who have sugar issues. Please keep track. Okay, now for strokes. Of course, y'all will hear me talk about the be fast, okay? Balance, eyes, face, arms, speech. Time for the emergency room. Now I'm going to break that down a little bit more. So, if you see somebody and just out of nowhere, they can't keep their balance to save their life, watch. Then look at their eyes. If their eyes are moving all over the place where they just stare blank off at you, that's another sign. The face, it starts to droop. Mine drooped on the left side. It either side. It is not a certain side to this thing. Prevention is key though, like I said. So your face, it starts to droop. You may want to think about calling 911. Their arm, if you tell them to lift their arm up and they can't lift their arm up, that's another sign. Speech, you say something to them or ask them their name and you notice they can't get it out. They kind of lethargic. It's time. That's where that T come from. That it's time for you to call the emergency room, 911. Let them come. And if you are at home and you feeling funny, like how I was at home, and you don't know, they will come and do a free wellness check. So you can still call 911 and you tell them what you think is going on. And sometimes if you can't talk, they'll just send somebody because then they'll think something's going on and then they'll just send somebody. So again, these are things that you need to teach not only yourself, but teach your kids, your grandkids, and the people you know because it can save a life. I know, I think that was a year or two ago, there was a boy in school who saved his teacher life because he knew the signs of stroke and she was having one. And the more time you waste, the more chances they'll have lifelong deficits that are not easy, right? So that's why these things are important to know. So it's not about, you know, I guess the woe is me part. It's about the awareness part because I don't need nobody to feel bad for me. I'm actually doing better than I was ever in my life thanks to my stroke. But I never will want this to happen to nobody because again, this is not for the weak. It's not easy to be in daily pain, to need somebody on a regular basis. It's not easy and it's not fun. So if you can prevent it, do so. How can you prevent stroke? I got some things that I had put some notes down, but let me just put this out here. To prevent a stroke, you want to do some healthy things, right? You want to watch what you're eating and drinking, meaning you don't want to end up in obesity. That will put pressure on your heart. Weight on your heart can lead to other things. But like I said, besides stroke, of course, there's heart attacks. So you want to make sure you do your best. And being heavy set is not always a thing where you're unhealthy. So don't take that way. Know that big people are not always unhealthy. It's just their genes. It's just what it is. So you want to make sure you eat better and you drink a lot of water. Regular exercise at least 3 times a week. Like I told you, 20 minutes a day really will save your life. But at least 3 times a week, you want to make sure you're getting some exercise in there. Again, stop smoking. It will narrow your blood vessels or make them too thick, and then blood can't circulate through there. You have a greater chance of having a blockage, and that leads to a stroke. So do those things. Cut back your drinking. That can also cause a stroke. Only 10% of people completely recover. So if you happen to go through a stroke, and oh, let me say this while I'm thinking about it. A lot of people have been having TIAs. A TIA. If your doctors told you you had a TIA, that means you're at a greater risk of a massive stroke. Okay? Massive means you may not recover. Like my mama didn't recover. She died from it. God kept me on purpose with purpose to tell you about it so that you don't go through what I'm going through right now or be in a situation like my mom and then your kids end up without you. So, if you had a TIA, do what's necessary. Stop smoking and dang on cigarettes. It's not worth it. Your life is worth more than that. You don't want to be in this situation, like I said. Another thing, um, 90% of people are left with major deficits where you can't talk, you can't walk, you can't live. You just here existing. Who wants that? That's no way to live a life. And yeah, so the CDC They said that stroke is the fifth leading cause of death in women in the United States. So, ladies, stop stressing about things you can't control. You said what you said, and it is what it is. Don't keep trying to fix. Don't keep trying to do. Let go and let God. Because again, stroke is the fifth leading cause of death for women in the United States. Let's get this together. Let's raise this awareness so we can prevent and get these numbers down because it's not a fun ride. Um, what's the ratio? 1 in 5. That means you and 4 of your homegirls gonna be together kicking it, and one of y'all gonna have a stroke. Those numbers are crazy. 1 in 5 women have a stroke. It's 4 of us. When I'm just thinking about it, me and my sisters, it's 4 of us all together. I had a stroke. So I mean, that's kind of putting some reality on how real this thing is and how again it don't discriminate. Because when I had mine, I was working out and I was doing other things, but I was also smoking a lot of blunts and a lot of cigarettes. So fall back. It's not worth it. Your life is worth it. You are worth it. Okay? So fall back. 2014, which is only about 11 years ago, 38% of people who went to the hospital for a stroke was under the age of 65. What is that saying? That's saying stroke is not for old people. I'm proof of it. I was 31. I have a friend who was 22, and I met another person who was 7. So, I mean, I know that people don't think it's a real life thing for children to go through this, but all this processed food, all these McDonald's bags, all these fast foods that everybody want to do because it's just easier instead of putting that food in a crock pot is helping to lead our babies to stroke and obesity and diabetes. These things kill people. But yet we're not doing what's necessary to make sure our babies are here a little longer. So again, we got to do better, y'all. Knowledge is power. That's what it's all about. Now, when it comes to someone who have a stroke, 120 million brain cells die every hour. You hear me? This is why it's so easy for people to lose their ability to walk, talk, and swallow. Because every hour that goes by, 120 million brain cells are dying. And if there is no will, no drive to fight, those things don't come back. You're not able to just rewire those. That's called neuroplasticity. I think I said that right. But yeah, that's super crazy. Now, the brain ages 3.6 years in a minute, which means I had my stroke at 31. By the time I got out the hospital, I was already 40 in my body, in my brain. So my age didn't mean nothing because my brain had aged. I don't know how long it took me to get to the emergency room, but what I do know is I wasn't able to walk, talk, or swallow. So I lost a lot of brain cells. All the things that people take for granted, I lost the ability to do. So do what's necessary because it ain't what you think. And it ain't a simple stroke. And they come in different forms. There are 3 types of stroke that I know about. I don't know because, time changes everything. But I know about a hemorrhagic, which is the stroke I had, where you bleed out into your brain. Then there's an ischemic stroke, where you have a blood clot. And sometimes, if you make it to the hospital in time, they can give you what's known as a clot buster. And those people usually recover pretty good. But why go through this part and have to go through a recovery if you don't have to when you can prevent what is, so that's not a thing. And then there is a cryptogenic stroke, which means it came from nothing. You was just existing. Because again, life gonna happen to everybody. It may not be a stroke, but life gonna happen to everybody. And I met a person who had a stroke while he was at the gym working out. He didn't smoke, he didn't drink. It just, life did what life does, and it showed up. And some people think that that's them being punished for something that they did maybe back in the past. But I like to think the people like me who going through this stuff, we were entrusted by God because we strong enough. Everybody ain't strong enough to do what we do. Some people would have had this stroke and they would have completely gave up on their life. They would have completely tried to commit suicide. They would have just literally tried to take themselves out. But we're here on purpose with purpose because we was entrusted with something that only warriors can handle. And maybe I say that for myself just because that's me psyching myself up so that I can make sure I fight on a regular basis to live. And that's okay. Fake it till you make it. I know you heard that before, but it's real. Sometimes you have to fake it till you make it because it's not easy and it's not fun and you don't have the support you need. And somebody is saying, oh, you could just get up and do this. And when they really don't know what you're going through because your brain isn't the same brain no more. But anyway, continue, Joy. So as I was trying to tell you, the brain ages 3.5 years every minute without treatment of this stroke. So again, went in at 31, came out probably 40 years old in my head. Then every 3 minutes, this podcast is an hour. Divide that. 3 going to 60, what? 20 times? That means before the end of this podcast, 20 people died from a stroke. Did you hear what I said? Every 3 minutes, somebody dies from a stroke. So while you living your best life, people out here dying because they don't know what they don't know. And it's important that we talk about the hard stuff that everybody's so embarrassed to talk about. Don't be ashamed because you can save a life. So let it use you, let it fuel you, let it educate you so you can educate somebody else. But oh, also sleep apnea. There are many people, especially if you're overweight, who have sleep apnea. And you don't want to use your CPAP machine and I'm tired of this and I'm tired of that. Well, unfortunately, with age comes things, right? And if you have a thing, it's okay. Do what's necessary for your thing. If you have sleep apnea, use that CPAP because you can have a stroke in your sleep and you can die. This ain't about scaring nobody. This is about education. Because again, when you know better, you can do better. And everybody think that they're obsolete. If I don't smoke and I don't do this, I won't have a stroke. That's not the facts. Stress. Worrying about things that's out of your control will cause a stroke. And it can kill you. Everybody don't make it. So if you're here, again, you're here on purpose with purpose. So now it's up to you to figure out what's your purpose. Why did God keep you here? Why did you make it through whatever the storm was that you've been making it through? Your flowers is meant to grow on the other side, but you still got to figure out the journey and just go. But okay, now I got some more facts for you. I ain't gonna keep just talking about stroke because again, when we know better, we can do better. And there's no one thing that's higher priority than the next. They're all priority, especially in the Black community, unfortunately. We have things, or people of color, should I say, because not just Black, it's people of color, any color. White people don't have a color. That don't mean you can't go through nothing. But I know people of color are at a higher risk of these things. Stroke being one of them, cancer being another one. We know that everybody has somebody in their life, whether it's a family or a friend who's been impacted by cancer, some form of fashion. It took my grandmother out. Cancer is a cancer. And for black women, breast cancer is the most commonly diagnosed cancer. Why? I can't fully tell you why, but I know we're heavy breasted, most of us. And it's hard to know how to take that test. And then we don't go and get our yearly mammograms. These are important to do because the earlier you can catch things, no matter whether it's cancer, no matter whether it's high blood pressure, no matter whether it's diabetes, sleep apnea, everything, the earlier, the better. The better chances you have of living, the better chances you have of surviving, the better chances of you having to recover with normalcy. Because again, every normal is different. All of our abilities look different, which means every normal is different. So the word normal is a cliche because it's not realistic. But okay, let me get back into it. Because, like I said, breast cancer for black women is the most diagnosed, and it is now the leading cause of cancer death. And men, listen, you're not obsolete from breast cancer. It's you got a chest, you got breasts, okay? You can get it too. Nobody is safe out here, y'all. We got so many processed food, all these chain restaurants, and none of us eating healthy. Ain't nobody going to their garden no more and getting their food like they used to. Very few people. Most people want to take the lazy way out and go buy their food at the stove. The quick stuff that you can just throw in the microwave. All those things are unhealthy. And they just add into that risk of stroke and cancer and everything else that comes with processed foods. And all of these stuff that I'm telling y'all, as far as this cancer go, I got that information from the American Cancer Society. So this ain't nothing I just read on Google. They say black women are less likely to be diagnosed. I mean, I said that wrong. No, I didn't. I can't read my own stuff. Anyway, they say breast cancer is most commonly diagnosed cancer. I read that already. Okay. Black women are less likely to be diagnosed than white women, but black women are about 41% more likely to die. So that means, again, every woman out here can get diagnosed with cancer. But if you're a black woman, you have a 41% higher risk of death from your cancer, just like you have a higher risk of death from stroke. So I don't know if that's the medicine. I don't know. I can't tell you what's real when it comes to that. But I just know the statistics of what I've been reading and what I've been learning. And I learned that people of color are more susceptible to these things. So we have to do, maybe it's the flavor. Don't make me lie. I don't know. But I just know it's real. And then prostate cancer death rates in black men are 40% more than in white men. That's crazy. So again, nobody safe. My men, go to the doctor on a regular basis. Bad enough if you're of color, we ain't getting the vitamin D from the sun, which means our depression numbers are probably higher because vitamin D helps all of that with your mood and your bones and your energy and just so many things that comes from that. So because of that's just one thing that we already got against us because our melanin won't allow the vitamin D to go into our bodies like our other Caucasian brothers and sisters. So go to the doctor on a regular basis, please. Try every 6 months. I would love it. But if you can go once a year, I know you don't want to go and cough and let them do the little thing that they do with your butt or whatever. But again, your health is important. And the older we get, guys, the more risk we have of things happening. So don't think you are obsolete from any of these things. We all have trials, we all have tribulations, we all have things. So get your butt in that doctor's office. Let them check you up. Give you your breast, go get your mammograms, ladies. Get your pap smears. Get all your stuff that you need to get. Take your vitamins. Take your meds. I know you don't want to, and I get it. But until you at a point where you don't need them, take them. Because the struggles that comes from not is not worth it. But you are. And know the things that's the hard stuff. The hard things are the worth of things. And that's why your day-to-day life is what it is, because you are worth it. So every day it's gonna be a little journey you gotta go through, and you gotta push a little bit harder. Because you're worth it. And you're meant to go through what you're going through because you were entrusted. Because you're strong enough. So allow it to use you, allow it to fuel you, allow it to do what it do for you. Because it's gonna make you your best self. Okay? So I hit you with some stroke facts. I didn't hit you with some cancer facts. Now, another fact that I want to talk about, because as a stroke survivor, I deal with this. So I had to do a little research. And I know a lot of people deal with it. It's called insomnia. Insomnia is real. Where you can't sleep and you just up. Most of the time it's because your brain won't shut up. That's what seems to happen in this adult life. And that's why prayer is important. So you can pray, let go, and let God. And I'm still learning to fully let go and let God. Because I'm human. And some things I think I'm supposed to put the work in. But let's talk about this insomnia a little bit. So, overall, right? 14.5% of adults are having trouble going to sleep. And 17.8 of them same adults have trouble staying asleep. I'm in that percent. Many of us are in that percentile. It's because you're worried about things you can't control. Well, not always, but most times. Other things may come from pain, because that's what wakes me up sometimes. But oftentimes it's just thoughts. So we have to control our thoughts by, like I said, praying, letting go, and letting God. But insomnia is the most common sleep disorder. Did you know that? With 30% of adults experiencing short term insomnia, meaning just like this life, it's not permanent. So don't be so sad that you're going through anything, including insomnia. It's temporary. Get you some counseling so you can figure out what's keeping you up at night. Because, yes, black people do go to counseling every Monday. I go at 11 o'clock and I get my mental health in order. Because I know I'm broken, I'm damaged, which affects my sleep at night. So if you know you've been through some trauma growing up and you never got no help for it because it was told to you, you don't need no therapy. Get over it. Whatever it was that was told to you, we ain't doing that. Get you some help so that you can start sleeping at night. Because better sleep leads to better health. That's real. Now, did you know about 10% of people have long lasting insomnia? Meaning, no matter what they do, that insomnia is going to be there. But that's okay, because when you're up at night, use it to do something positive, productive. Pray, write, I don't know, draw, paint, whatever it is that's soothing. That's what you need to be doing at that time. Now, when it comes to people with brain injuries, sleep sleep disturbances occur in 30 to 70% of individuals who had a TBI, which means stroke, TIA, anything that affected your spine and your brain is a TBI. It's a traumatic brain injury. And insomnia affects us 30 to 70%. And it's common. It's a common symptom of mood and anxiety disorder. So if you're dealing with anxiety issues and all that, again, stress. That's all anxiety is. You stressed about something that you can't control. Stop. You can't do nothing about it. Only focus on what you can actually do something about. Everything else, pray, let go, and let God. Because I don't want you to die. I want you here longer. And the only way that's going to be promised is if you do what you got to do. Right. Here we go. Now, you got some triggers to this insomnia thing. Guess what they are? Stress and anxiety. A poor sleeping environment. If you're by somebody who you don't really want to be next to, first and foremost, you're not going to sleep well. Okay? If it's too light, if it's too noisy, if it's too hot or too cold, or your bed is uncomfortable, all these things factor in with your insomnia. So you have to make sure that room out of every room, your bed, all of that stuff is your most comfortablest place, your most serene place, so that you can start to tackle insomnia. Because insomnia will again lead to more things like stroke and heart attacks and all these things because your body is not well rested. So know that everything is a circle, is a cycle, and if you keep on one cycle, it's gonna loop right back around and repeat itself. But if you want to do something different, you got to kind of go off task and do something different, like walk every day. Exercise, regular exercise will help your sleep. So let's make that a real thing. Then you have lifestyle factors such as jet lag. You've been on a plane all day or whatever the case may be. However you get the jet lag, that will affect your sleep as well. Or your shift at work. You got the crazy shift and it's hard to sleep at night just because of the shift you work. Drinking alcohol or caffeine before going to bed. It's gonna make you jittery unless you drink a bunch of it, then you're gonna pass out. But then guess what that's gonna do? It's gonna wake you up in the middle of the night. So it really ain't no benefit. So you might as well fall back on that. Then you got other things like common neurological disorders that help with sleep problems and disorders. What do they include? Well, Alzheimer's that affects insomnia. Dementias in general affects insomnia. Epilepsy affects your insomnia. Neuromuscular disorders, Parkinson's disease, and movement disorder. And last but not least, of course, stroke. So, see, stroke is everywhere. Everything can give you a dang on stroke, as you can see. This thing is stupid and it's lurking and it's trying to get us and it's trying to take us out because anything can cause a stroke, as you can see. But again, this awareness, if we just talk about it more, yeah, it ain't for everybody. Who cares? Who is meant for, they'll hear it. Who is not, they'll dismiss themselves. But this knowledge is power. We have to prevent these strokes because, as you see, they're everywhere. And they lead to certain things like suicide. Because, again, everybody ain't strong enough to do this thing. But here's some facts about suicide. More than 700,000 people die from a suicide every year. Why? First and foremost is because their mental health is being attacked. And they was taught to just shut up and deal. which didn't teach them how to deal with nothing. They just buried everything inside and everything else that came in and buried some more. And then they just took their life because they was tired of dealing with everything that they couldn't do nothing about, that they had no support for. This is why it's important that we look out for each other. Some people are born without siblings, so they don't have nobody to talk to. Their parents are gone. They don't have cousins. You just don't know their life. So you never know the role that you're playing in somebody's life. That's why it's important that you be a shoulder, that you offer positivity, you offer a hug, you offer a smile. You, hey, how you doing? Are you okay today? Because you just never know what people are dealing with on a regular basis. Everybody don't get a I love you. Everybody don't get a you're worth it. Everybody don't get you can do it. Everybody don't get these things, which is why suicide numbers are at an increasingly alarming rate and they're getting younger. We have to step up as a community of people. Nobody cares about the color because in the inside, we're all the same. So, as people being people, let's look out for people. We have to elevate people, encourage people. It's like I said, you just never know what people are going through. But in 2021, just 4 years ago, 48,183 Americans died from suicide. They usually are soldiers because our soldiers don't get the love they need because in the world that tells them to shut up and just deal. Or if you're a man and you shut up, stop that crying. Well, that's actually as a boy who grown to a man who don't know how to process and deal. So then he gets overwhelmed when life becomes life and it does what life does. And it keep throwing balls at him. And he's like, damn, I'm tired. I can't take another ball. So the next ball that hit him, take him out. So empowerment is so, so important because you never know who life you may save. Suicide is the 11th leading cause of death in the U.S. Did you hear me? Suicide, people taking their own life, is the 11th cause of death in the U.S. Every day, approximately 132 Americans die by suicide. That's crazy. We just learned every 3 minutes somebody have a stroke and die. Now we're learning 132 Americans every day die from suicide. We don't want that for them. There's one suicide death in the U.S. every 10.9 minutes. Numbers are crazy. Listen, let me just hurry up because we're supposed to be getting out. Matter of fact, I ain't gonna hit you with all the stuff at once because again, we're gonna keep raising awareness. But we're gonna take these last few minutes because we didn't get no workout in. So because we didn't get that in, let's do it right now. Start with rolling the shoulders as best as you can, whatever that looks like. Let's go. Let's move. You see, my left side don't do what the right side does, but that's okay because practice makes better. And if you keep practicing, you'll be better and better. So let's drop it like it's hot and pick it up like it's cold. Hit them with them squats. Drop it low. Let's go. We're going to do a 10 countdown. Okay? A 10 countdown. Put your affected leg a little further back, or put your good leg in the front so that you can force weight to go through your affected leg. And we're about to do this 10 countdown. Let's go. Ooh, 10. I'm broke. My body is tight. 2. Let's go. 3. You got it. 4. Push through. 5. Strengthen you. And 6. Don't you quit. With the 7. Don't be late. And 8. I said that wrong. With the 9. One more. And 10. Whoo! I've been slacking, y'all. I've been out here working, trying to get things done that I haven't been working out. And it shows. Oh my goodness. And as I always tell you, no matter how many setbacks you have, as long as you keep getting up and going forward, you winning. So let's keep that burn going. We on 9. Almost there. 9. Uh-huh. 8. Push through. 7. Keep it going with the 6. Yeah. And 5. 4. Yep. 3. Keep going. 2. 1 more. And 1. Oh my. I'm going to pay for this when I go to PT. But this is part of the day-to-day life where you, number one, adapt, reflect, and you do what's necessary. So let's do it. We're on 8. 8. Lean. Be intentional. 7. Let's go. 6. We got this. 5. Keep pushing. 4. You got it. 3. Push through. 2. Strengthen you. And 1. Whoo! It's that left leg because I'm being intentional. Leaning on it. Whew. So you started your week with a little joy. I encourage you to come to the support group and end it with a little joy. See, this was the serious part. Friday is the fun part. We're on 7. Let's go. 7. Keep pushing. 6. Don't quit. 5. All the way live. 4. Keep going. 3. Almost there. 2. 1 more. And 1. Good job. You should feel it. You should feel it. You should feel it. You should feel it. We're on 6. Keep that burn. I want you to wear your crown with pride. Don't be embarrassed about the crown you wear. 7, I think. No, we're on 6. Yeah, stroke brain. 5. 4. Who squeeze them cheeks? 3. You got this. 2. 1. We at the halfway point now. Huh. Never giving in to giving up on ourselves. Always coming through with that strength in you. I ain't never had this much help. Okay. Anywho, let's go. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Keep that burn. 4. Let's get it. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Oh my Lord. Have mercy on me, Jesus. Okay. 3, 2, 1. We're finna knock these out, baby. Because what we got? That strength in you to keep pushing through. God didn't save you for nothing. You don't here with purpose. You're here with purpose. On purpose with purpose. Yeah, whatever. That's part of being a stroke survivor. Anyway, let's push it. 3. Let's go. 2. Keep going. And 1. Don't stop. 2. And 1 last 1. 1. Great job. And with the rest of this day, I want you to keep stretching, keep moving, keep grooving, keep smiling, keep shining your light, knowing that everything has a lesson behind it. Purpose with purpose. So don't worry about the fact that you're going through what you're going through. It's something on the side that is meant to teach you. So just be open. Keep your mind open. Keep your heart open. You stay open because, again, it's strengthening you. Whether it's strengthening you mentally, spiritually, physically, emotionally, know that everything that you're going through has its purpose. And when you learn what you learn, share it. Share your knowledge so that we can help bring these numbers down, so that we can help educate people of what it really looks like. Because how they talk about us on TV and how they talk about us in movies is that's just not the real. And the day-to-day life of a stroke survivor is tedious and is real life. So spread this knowledge, because again, knowledge is power, and we're trying to do better. But I can't wait to see you on Friday. Always coming through with that strength in you, with that crown with pride, never giving in to giving up on yourself, knowing that everything has its purpose. I'll see you next week, Monday, at the podcast studio in the right spot. And we're gonna work out a little bit longer, and we're gonna give each other the motivation we need. So until next week, my honeys, thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Boom, let's get it. Let's see if I can get it right. It don't look like I can get it right. Listen. See, this ain't right. Why they ain't playing? We hit you with that strength in you. We hit you with that strength in you. You get your motivation, you get your inspiration, you get the fuel to feed, hey, every nation. You came through, we strengthen you. You came through, we strengthen you. You got the fuel to do what you do, hey, do it true. We strengthen you.